Hello there. My name is Brandon Everett. I am the founder of Be Mindful, and this is Friday Morning Mindfulness. This morning's class, I'm going to focus on practicing mindfulness of the breath. And before I get into the practice this morning, I just kind of wanted to share a few thoughts on why there's so much focus on practicing mindfulness of the breath. Like if you start to look into what mindfulness is, how mindfulness works, you start to get a lot of hits for guided mindfulness practices that focus on your breathing. And one of the reasons is that, mindfulness is a natural ability. Mindfulness practices foster your ability to bring a relaxed, clear attention to the present moment. And one of the first things that we start to wonder about or try to get a handle on is, okay, well, what do you mean be in the present moment? And in mindfulness, that just means knowing that your attention is with, the experience of your body, your breath, your emotions, your thoughts, as they are right now. And so the reason that your breath becomes, you could say, an anchor in your mindfulness practice, or that your breath is a support, is because if you bring your attention to the feeling of your breathing, whether you are breathing in or breathing out, if you bring your attention to the feeling of your breathing, you know in that instant you are with the present moment. Your breath is always happening in the present moment, whether you're breathing in or out. And so that's one of the reasons that the breath is called, a stable or steady anchor. Whether it's coming or going, it always is present with the moment, all right? So the breath is always present. That's one reason that we tend to focus on it in mindfulness practice. Now, the other reason the breath becomes so important in practicing mindfulness is because the quality of your breath really influences, you could say, the quality of your life, or just how it feels to be you in the moment. And so we might not correlate, our breathing with how we're feeling. So let me just say a few more words on this. When we are anxious, when we're tense, when we're stressed or overwhelmed, the tendency is that we're going to breathe in very small amounts of oxygen, and we're going to breathe out just little out breaths. So our breath is very fast, it is very shallow, and with each breath we are not breathing very deeply, and we're not really breathing in a nourishing way. Our lungs go actually from almost the tip of our shoulders down to just a few inches above the belly button. But when we're stressed and tense, we barely fill the top of our chest. When we can't breathe deeply, the body, and specifically the nervous system, reads that as there's some kind of big threat going on. And so if we were a little anxious, adding the fact that we're not taking a deep breath will compound the feeling of anxiety, the feeling of stress, the feeling of something is wrong. Because something is wrong. We're not breathing. Conversely, or taken from the other way, if you are breathing slowly, gently, and deeply, your body and your nervous system get the message that, hey, right now, we are breathing so comfortably and so fully. It must be the case that we are safe. And so just dependent on the quality of your breathing, you can actually shift your nervous system from its fight or flight mode into rest and digest. And so in the guided mindfulness practice that I'll start in just a moment, I'm going to invite you first to attune, that is to catch up with, check in on, notice the feeling of your breathing I'll invite you to follow the sensations of your in-breath. Feel the sensations of your out-breath. And then over the span of just a few minutes, we're just going to notice, hey, if my breathing feels a little shallow, a little tight, a little restricted, can I invite my breath to be a little deeper, a little, to have some kind of like ongoing flow to it. It won't feel like choppy or tense. And just notice from the beginning of the practice to the end, by changing the quality of your breathing, does it change or influence how you feel? Let's check it out. Let's run this experiment. So we'll start this guided mindfulness practice. If you're not already, I'll invite you to sit comfortably and to gently close your eyes. And with your eyes closed, your awareness of the sensations of your body are going to begin to become more clear. And so I'll invite you to guide your attention to feel your shoulders and chest. So resting your attention in the areas of your shoulders and chest, notice when you breathe in, do you feel the shoulders rise? Do you feel the chest expand outward in all directions? Just check that out. So breathing in, just checking in, do you notice the shoulders rise? The chest expands on the in-breath. As you breathe out, your rib cage is going to soften, and you'll feel the shoulders release. So for these next few breaths, just rest your attention on your shoulders and your chest. Notice what sensations you feel when you breathe in. Notice what sensations you feel when you breathe out. All right, and so after being with the breath in this way for a few moments, I shared earlier that your lungs extend all the way down to just a few inches above your belly button. So now as you breathe in, feel the shoulders rise, the chest expand. See if as you breathe in, does your belly slide forward? Does it also feel like it's opening outward on the in-breath? And as you breathe out, does the belly soften and slide back? Then you feel the chest relax, then the shoulders release. So check this out for the next few breaths. Feeling shoulders, chest, and now belly. As you breathe in and breathe out. Again, breathing in, shoulders gently lift. Feel the chest expand forward, sideways, outward. and the belly move forward. As you breathe out, that belly softens, rib cage and chest relax, shoulders release. And see if you can follow along to be fully present for the entirety of one in-breath and one out-breath. Checking in on your next few breaths as you breathe in this way, slowly, gently, and deeply. Does the breath feel smooth or kind of coarse or jerky? And if the breath does feel a little jagged, as we say sometimes in mindfulness, see if you could invite the breath to be slow, gentle, deep, and flowing. And for just the next few moments, I invite you to expand your attention. We've been focusing on the breath. Now just check out in the body. Notice, do the shoulders feel relaxed? The chest, the belly? In just this moment, is there any felt sense of you being at ease, relaxed? Notice that. Notice the effect of breathing in this way, slowly, gently, and deeply. And then when you're ready, you can slowly, gently open your eyes. So when it comes to establishing a mindfulness practice, the breath can be a tremendous support, because whether you're feeling your in-breath or out-breath, so long as you're feeling your breath, you know your attention is in the present moment. And then likewise, notice, compared to the beginning of the practice when you first turned on this video, noticing how you feel right now. If you've noticed any kind of shift toward the body feeling more relaxed, more at ease, start to notice there's this relationship between the quality of your breathing, that if it's slow, gentle, and deep, it can actually begin to shift how you feel. In this way, the breath becomes not just an anchor for the present moment, but also an ally, a support in you being able to find ease, a sense of calm and presence in your life. So, I hope that this video's been beneficial. Thank you to everyone who attended the live stream. The video will be up on my Instagram wall forever. Great. If you liked this video, if you watched and liked this video, please give a like, give a comment, give a share. That's how goodness grows. Thank you so much for spending your time and sharing your attention with me this morning. Till our paths cross again.